All right, here we go. Wrapping it up with a couple of extra races that we wanted to cover this weekend. One of them will be a qualifying race for the Kentucky Oaks. That's the Grade 3 Forward Gal at at Gulfstream Park. And then we'll be doing a nice little turf race that I'm kind of looking forward to this weekend on the West Coast. The Megahertz. Oh, my girl, Megahertz. I loved her. She didn't win enough, but I loved watching her run with Alex Solis back in the day. All right, let's get down to business. Take a look at what's happening. It's the Forward Gal. It's a Grade 3 event coming up from Gulfstream Park on Saturday. It's a 7 furlong race. You still get the points, 20 points for Oaks qualifiers, 8 runners here. It's race 10 on the card. A lot of things here. Let's get started. I think the number one filly you got to think about is Mythical. She's good. She's done very little wrong. She just didn't have a good day in the spin away at Saratoga last year, but other than that, she's been money. And she's a need the lead type. So she has to get the lead, which is going to be intriguing. As they turn back in distance, she'll definitely be forwardly placed, but I don't know if she'll be able to control everything, but she probably will. Now, the runner that's going to be sitting right behind her, Tessellate, is really impressive. And Junior Alvarado is going to ride for the first time for Safi Joseph, who owns all the stakes races that take place at Gulfstream Park, especially on big days. So, when you look at the horse, you're like, okay, she's got natural speed. And if she doesn't get the lead, she can make that move. That's why she's dangerous. So she's probably not going to get the lead because that's going to be for Mythical to take. But Tessellate's going to be sitting right behind her. And that's going to be a huge problem for Mythical. Then you have other runners that I'm like, okay, you have speed. You should probably be forwardly placed as well. But then you look at what happened when they closed the last time out, so they probably won't. Sneaky Good. Good speed in the maiden breaking score at Keeneland. And then coming back in the Sandpiper, a really impressive performance from off the pace. Just kind of sat and then just ran right by them, winning by 2+ lengths. So they have options, right? And they probably don't want to mix it up, but they don't want to be too far back. That should keep the pace, I guess, somewhat honest, right? Because Mythical's going to go. Sneaky Good can sit just behind, and Tessellate doesn't want to be too far back as well. You're not going to be cooking on the front end. There's some other speed, but I don't think it's going to be cooking. And going 7 furlongs, being on the front end, it's pretty hard to sustain that. So I'm going to find a horse that I think can do both. And here's the trick. Johnny V, I love that. He's going to be on Imperatrice. And this is a runner that I think showed some speed in that debut going 6 furlongs, the Belmont meeting at Aqueduct. Not fast enough to get away. Then they stretch out and they control the pace. And it wasn't a quick pace at all. But the reason why I like it is they didn't really break like a shot. Johnny kind of took his time getting the lead. He did a great job of backing them up and slowing them down a hair. And then he took off and they really couldn't get close to him in the stretch, really. They were making up a little bit of ground, but Johnny had everything in control. I think he'll be able to split the difference, sitting just off the speed of Mythical and then being able to take over in the stretch. Got to deal with Tessellate, but I think that they can handle that. So I'm going to go with John, and hopefully we'll get some value, and I think I might. Because I think Mythical and Tessellate are going to get all of the action in that particular race. So that's what's happening with the Forward Gal. Our selection is the number 8, Imperatrice. We will quickly move on to the other race, and we'll quickly give you a look at what's happening at Santa Anita. It is also on Saturday. It is the Grade 3 Megahertz, 1 mile over the turf course, race number 7, field of 9 runners. Vibes is really interesting, and obviously the 7 figures in here, but I'm looking at 2 runners that I feel like, okay, these 2 are kind of have the advantage. Princessa Molce is speed, and there's no one else really that has the kind of speed that she possesses. And we're only going a mile, so she's going to be there. Even though you look back at when she was able to win November the 8th at Del Mar going a mile, she didn't get the lead, but she still was able to win. I think she needs to have the lead here, and I think she can get it. However, I think that Mike Smith and Will then will be close enough to make an impact. And here's the reason why. Go back to those 3 starts that I have there going a mile over the turf. That's when she found her groove. She broke her maiden. She won a Grade 3, then came back and won another stake right after that. The mile is what she wants on the turf. They had to stretch her out to kind of see, and it didn't really work out for her. Maybe the competition was too tough. I just think she doesn't like the mile. I think coming back to the mile, I think Mike Smith in the irons again. I think it's going to make a difference, and I think Mike's going to make sure she's not too far away. So looking at the race, you've got these runners, right? And you've got this field with the runner that I think has some speed. Then you've got the 7 Vibes who's probably going to sit. Mike has to beat that horse to the punch. That's going to be the key to this entire thing. So looking at the runners and saying, okay, what do we want to do? What do we think we can get away with in this race? Will then is morning line 4-1. And I believe with Vibe or Vibes in the race, and I believe with the speed of the 3, Princess Moche in the race, I think that Will then will float up. And we're going to get 9-2. That's what we want. So that's where we're going to go, right? We're going to get 9-2. We're going to go with our horse, Will then. The horse will float up. Horse goes back to the distance of a mile. I think that's what she prefers. I think Mike can see that now as well. I think they'll make the right moves. And I think it's all going to work out. So there it is. The grade 3 forward gal. We go with Johnny V, Imperatrice on the number 8 to the outside. Then we go to the grade 3 Megahertz. We go with Will Then. That's the number 4 horse, Mike Smith, in the irons. I think we have a chance of getting decent value with both. They're not long shots. I think 9-2 is probably where we'll be with both of those runners. $11 and change is awesome every time you can get it. All right, that'll do it for us here on Horse Race Bets. In the meantime, in between time, and until next time, we'll see you here. I'm Ken Rudulph. Good luck and enjoy.